This is Althea, and I'm watching World Music Views.
This is Donna. I'm watching World Music Views.
Oh my, this is legendary stuff right now. Ladies and gentlemen, if you ever hear about Uptown Top Ranking. By the way, I heard that was a freestyle. I heard that wasn't even like a written song. But we're going to talk about it. I have with me on the show, World Music Views, Althea and Donna, known for one of the biggest reggae songs ever, Uptown Top Ranking, which went to #1 on the UK singles chart in the 1970s. 1977. Yeah, I have it written down, but 1977. #1. No, this is a time when and Donna, their song went to #1, and I have them here on World Music Views 40 plus years later. Can you believe this? Can you believe this?
Hey.
Welcome, Althea and Donna. For those who don't know, say who is Althea, who is Donna?
I'm Althea.
And I'm Donna.
Hey, I'm so happy to have you. You popped up on my radar. I mean, you're always on my radar because that song is always being played on the radio everywhere. But you popped up on my radar because this is World Music Views and we talk music business. But before we get into the nitty-gritty of it, just tell us how you got into the business individually and then how you got to record the song.
Okay. Well, we were never found on the streets. We were never singing on the streets. We'd like to make that clear again and again. I started singing with Derek Harriott when I was 13. Was on Where It's At and did all of that. And sang for a few years. I had a nice, my song, Hey Mister, went #1. Was on festival with Winston McAnuff. I mean, did the whole Jamaica thing. Years later, met my girl, who is still my girl. We can't get rid of each other. Yeah, and Donna, take it over.
And then, so years later, Jacob Miller Inner Circle were having a concert on the beach in Ocho Rios. It was summer break, school's out, we're done with high school, and we're some uptown girls, so we're hanging on the beach, and I run into her on the beach, and we immediately connected, and our friendship started there and then.
We connected
immediately. So we hung out the whole weekend. We ended up hanging out the whole weekend together, and even driving home together. And on the drive home is where we heard Trinity's 3-piece suit, and we just ad-libbing, just having fun. We started. He took us to, well, firstly, we did it for them, for Inner Circle.
Inner Circle, yes.
With a third party, and that did not work. We involved a third person, and it
You got to tell us now, it's 40 odd years later, you got to tell us who the third party is.
No.
But
I wouldn't even give it life. I won't give it life.
Yeah,
there was a third party that we brought in thinking that we were doing something good, and it turns out it's
meaning is true that you recorded the song first.
Yes, with Inner Circle.
With Inner Circle. And it was the Uptown Top Ranking. What was it? Black something?
It was Top Ranking, but it had a whole different vibe.
Anyway,
we as usual, we vibe.
Exactly. So we went
something else. It was
once that happened.
No, it wasn't khaki suit. It was Cosmo Freak.
Exactly. It was a whole different song.
Yeah. No Cosmo Freak, no Yankee style.
Yep. That was That was it with Inner Circle. And
Yeah.
it didn't,
And then
it wasn't right.
they were like dragging somebody dragging, and it was,
Yes.
and we just all right.
Yeah.
And
And they, Inner Circle, ditched the project. We didn't.
Yeah.
Inner Circle ditched the project because they said it didn't sound right. Jakes one morning, Sunday morning, came, picked me up. He had already picked up Althea and took us to Joe Gibbs' studio, where we met Errol Thompson. We vibed, recorded the song, and the rest is history.
So the first recording of the song, really, the one that we know now, is with Joe Gibbs.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yes.
So after you record the song, you lay the vocals. How long did it take for it to become a hit from that day?
See, Bobby T, he kind of was told me it was a hit. I was like, huh? Yeah, of course, back then, I mean, you know, the internet didn't exist. So you don't really hear stuff until somebody tell you. You know, and that those days, you know, it was pure rubber baron. So ain't nobody gonna tell you say your song is a hit. I mean, we honestly didn't know. I called Donna, she was in New York, and tell her I said, Star, this song I go on with something.
Yeah. And that's how I knew when I came home, and we eventually went to London, and the rest is history.
So when the song hit now, you started to do shows all over because you have a number one tune.
Well, when the song hit, we didn't do any shows in Jamaica. We went straight to Europe. Right? We did the London circuit, excuse me, and a few other countries. But while we were there and the song hit the charts, hit number one, and the management at the time, we didn't have per se management. My dad was, because we were still underage, my dad was our chaperone more so than our manager.
You were underage. How old were you at the time?
Althea was underage. I just turned 18.
And my father had to sign me over to Donna's father, as he always says, you know, you're my child, because I got permission and I got, you were released to me. So,
yeah.
Yeah, I was 17.
Bless their souls. They rest in peace.
Yep.
But so my dad, being a businessman, he wanted to secure our legacy at the time. So he researched, and remember how many lawyers they bought out, and Joe Gibbs kept buying out. We couldn't get a headway to.
Yeah, it was because well, let's backtrack. Yeah. Joe Gibbs. We on all of this, we've never met Joe Gibbs.
Right.
We and E.T. hung out, became real close friends, all kind of hanging out with E.T. Never met Joe Gibbs until Europe. We found out that, oh, we're going to be number one, because they could tell by, you know, that, okay, you guys need to be here for when that's when Joe Gibbs started coming in the picture. Right. And I mean, I think there was almost a coach, you know, they said a casting coach situation. But when Donna and I started laughing, you realized that not these two. No, sir. You know. But then that's when he tried to involve, and we were like, no, we don't hear anything good about you people. Because, you know, we just did it because we like sing. You know what I mean? Not because of anything else. It was just fun for us. And then we started to realize, okay, this person is coming in trying to pressure us into signing with them. And from there, it went funny.
Right.
You never signed with Joe Gibbs. You never signed your publishing rights away.
No, nothing with Joe Gibbs.
No, nothing with Joe Gibbs.
We still don't like signed paper. So just imagine back then. We still don't like sign. We have to look on it sideways and left ways. And call a lawyer who is Donna's sister, Deborah Archer. And then she will say, okay, send it to me, guys, because we don't like signed people. Never sign up, that even a Jolly Joseph bus ticket was signed with Joe Gibbs. Nothing.
So
Nothing.
how did you get to from the single to the album of the same name?
Went to London.
And while in London, Virgin Records
And
signed
Island.
us.
Island was a, like a side competition.
Right. So we got signed with Virgin Records, and we decided our contract was to do, I don't recall, maybe 3 to 5 albums over.
What was the value of that? What was the value of the contract? 3 to 5 albums. It's years later, so you don't have to worry about nothing. What was the money at the time?
At that time, it must have been, what was it, 100,000 US?
It was more than $250,000.
So
Okay.
in
So it might have
1970s, they were giving people $250,000 contracts.
Well, yeah, we're the number one.
We
When
had
we
a
signed
number
it,
one.
and then that was
song.
the only time that Bronson actually got involved with any of his artists at Virgin. So, I mean, it was a big
And
deal. You know?
Being 17 and 19, we seemed like quite promising. There was a lot of albums to get out of us then. I'm figuring that's the way they saw it. And then there was no other number one female since Millie Small. So
I'm trying to check. I don't think there was another number one after from Jamaica.
For
a female.
Coffee.
Never went number one.
No, it didn't go number one.
Oh, it didn't. Okay.
Ken Booth.
No, Shaggy went number one. I'm talking female.
Female.
Oh, female. No, there's not been another number one. I don't think.
Because you and Millie Small, because Diana King never went number one either.
Right.
Wow, this is so interesting.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations. Let me just say, I am feeling so privileged to be in your presence. This is wonderful, man. But continue the story. So you signed with Virgin.
Right. And we decided that, we need to take back what is ours. Uptown Top Ranking is ours. Because Joe Gibbs kept every lawyer we got to give us legal expertise and direction.
And
he bought them out. He bought them out within days. They were acting funny, or it was
not returning calls.
Yes, it was crazy. And we came back home after that. We did the album in Nassau, in the Bahamas.
We did some tracks in Dynamics. Our federal.
And Dynamics, yes.
I remember. Dynamics. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Some things we don't remember exactly. So
No. You know where it was? The studio in Ocho Rios.
No.
No.
It was in Kingston.
Oh, that was another project.
Right, a whole other project.
Mixing them up. All right. Let me get back on track.
So you can't listen. Stop asking us them all-time questions, man.
Now I want to know. I feel like a student at your feet right now. I'm so curious,
Oh my God.
So you when you signed with Virgin, right?
Mm-hmm.
Virgin wanted the song as well on the album.
Right.
Yes.
So Joe Gibbs gave them the song. How did they manage to get the song? Are you re-recorded it?
We re-recorded.
Lion
Robbie and Tommy McCook.
Yes.
I can't remember everything.
A lot of greats played on that album. I mean, legends.
Yeah.
Wow. So you re-recorded the song for Virgin. Have you gotten publishing from one, Joe Gibbs, and two,
No.
Virgin?
Nothing from Joe Gibbs.
Not even a peanut from Joe Gibbs. So from that camp, nothing. Still waiting.
So the version that Trojan Records have now remixing and turning into album concepts, that's the one from Joe Gibbs.
We haven't heard. Well, I haven't heard it.
They released one last month and they released one in 2019.
Okay, we haven't heard it.
The album is called Uptown Top Ranking and it features you, Desmond Decker. And then in 2019, they released one called, I was speaking to you to tell me the second line of the song. They name it after line.
Love is all I bring.
Love is all I bring.
In 2019, there was an album release called Love is All I Bring, featuring Uptown Top Ranking as the lead track and several other songs from the time. And you're saying they never consulted you on this? Never?
Nope. No, because we consulted my sister, who is our lawyer and / agent, and she has no, they're researching all of that right now because we didn't know.
47 years?
Don't tell people my age.
No, I'm talking about the publishing. So you haven't collected publishing for 47 years, to be clear.
That's correct. On Joe Gibbs for sure.
Wow.
On that song.
So how do you expect to recover, if so?
Well, just a couple days ago, I've been getting like WhatsApp I got one from some people in Europe who said they recover stuff for other artists of our era. But of course, I'm asking them for a website so I can know that they're a valid company, etc., etc. Still haven't gotten that yet. But I mean, I don't just want to be sending our lawyer stuff until I can say, listen, this is something valid. Look into this for us. You know what I mean? Send me a website. Send me something that you have done so I know that you're not a scammer. But a lot of people have been reaching out.
It's not just you guys. BMG, who now owns the Trojan catalog, Trojan UK catalog, that company is apparently, they haven't paid royalties to Horace Andy, who I interviewed as well. He said over 40 years. And you saw Max Romeo suing Universal the other day for 50 million US. Jimmy Cliff apparently is in there as well. Several other people from that time. Even Bob Marley apparently is owed money. Yeah. But what was interesting to me with you guys is how these two albums are being released with your lyrics as the title.
Yes. How does that happen?
Thanks for telling us, you know.
How does that happen, though? I mean, I don't want to say it on air. But
do you still tour? Yeah, go. Finish.
No, go ahead. You go ahead.
No, I was asking you, do you still tour? I know you were on Rebel Salute in 2018, right?
Right. Do
you still go on shows and tour? Because people want to hear that song, you know.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't see us, we're homebodies now.
Nah, you gotta even do small concerts. It's big tuning. I don't know if you realize I'm half your age, maybe quarter your age, right? I'm in my 30s, right?
So half.
Hello.
That is like still the tune that you recorded. You recorded before I was even a concept.
Right?
Yes.
So people still kind of want that, you know. So maybe a remix and something is in the making, man. It's still going. That's why they're releasing albums with it.
You know, I think part of it for me personally, I'm just so tired of the robbery. And they just use your name and using the lyrics. It just turn you off. You know, for once, can we get what's due to us? Because Wayne Jobson know that we never got paid. Because we we texted. Because he knows Roger Lewis told him, no, they never get nothing. And he contacted us. Nothing. And that was like Well, I have the text like a year ago or more.
Yes.
So he knows we haven't been paid.
I saw Zach Starkey commented under a post of you guys singing on top of the pops, which is big, by the way. That you should boast about that.
Okay. Correct.
Zach
That's right.
was the CEO of Trojan Jamaica, which was an imprint of BMG that released Toots and the Maytals album. Now, when I ran the story, he wanted to retract what he said under the post because he didn't want it to. So I said, "Yo, you commented under the post. I didn't just make this up and post it. You commented it. So that's why when I called you, Donna, and you confirmed it, I was like, wow, this is like years of no compensation for such
None.
a big hit.
None, to the point that we do not even have our gold, our record.
Whatever it was, record.
Really?
We don't have it to date. It was Joe Gibbs have it in his house somewhere.
You could go request it, you know. Yeah, and I'm putting it out there now to the BPI. You could actually, because your names are on it, you could actually reach out to the BPI. Just you don't have to do anything, and it's called Brit Certified, and it's an organization. Just look it up, the British Phonographic Industry. I'll send you the information.
Okay. Great.
And collect your. I think you should make it a whole thing. I think
yes.
Why not?
Yes, we definitely could
put on a performance, and I would love to be there.
Of course,
of course,
for sure.
Yeah, you could, man. You could. This is not art. This is a very easy thing. People are dropping records now, and in a month they're collecting their gold record. You don't need the producer to do it because it's from the organization. It's not from the producer. The producer just go and collect it because him wants.
They can.
Yeah.
Right. And back then it was harder.
Yeah, yeah. And if you have kids, this is a big thing to celebrate with your kids.
Grandkids. Yeah. Listen, I have a granddaughter that wants to sing with me. I didn't tell her I was Donna of Althea and Donna.
Yeah.
I'm just grandma.
Yeah.
She found it, brought it to me and says, Nana, is this you? I said, yes. She says, you're a superstar. I says, okay. She researched every song. She knows songs I didn't even remember that we did.
Your songs are also, Sirius XM, right? Sirius XM pays something like $50 a spin for songs.
Right.
You heard what I said, $50.
$50 a spin.
Okay.
And tunes from that era are played on Sirius XM. I can't remember exactly if I heard Uptown Top Ranking, but there are like 3 reggae stations on Sirius. And this is proper mechanical royalties that are available because you're the songwriter, you're the performer. You should definitely, through your children or yourself, sign up for your mechanical rights and royalties. And there's a lot of money. This is not a small tune. This is a big tune. Any advice you have for young women, especially coming in the business, the reggae, the dancehall, and based on what you went through?
I'm just appalled that in recent years, women in the industry are still going through the same male-dominated situations that we left the music business because of. Pretty much. We step back.
My advice to them would be, make sure you have somebody who knows the business in your camp. Somebody who can speak for you and speak, well educated about the business of music. It's not a joke business. I mean, I hear you talking and I can tell that you know the business. We still don't because we pulled away from it. You know what I mean? So, for me, basically before all of this week was what is to be must be. I'm not even want to fight with these people because we tried fighting already more than once and we get nowhere. So it just like, you just get deflated. But for these young women, I tell them, Don't make our mistakes. Even though there's a love of music. One of my children said to me, yeah, you here sitting down and somebody is on a yacht because of you.
They're sending the kids to Ivy League schools.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I promise you. The major, it's not just you alone, you know. The majority of music from Jamaica, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, even the 90s dancehall that is celebrated so much. Music is not owned by Jamaicans.
No.
They take it to Beverly Hills, all the masters, all the publishing, and their kids get an advantage ethically, morally, because they grow up in a system where they're not struggling.
Exactly.
And then they look at us and say, pull up your bootstrap. That's what my grandmother did.
Exactly. Exactly. We did.
Exactly. So it's a continual fight and struggle that, as I said, if you're not going to do it, your children should have the zeal and the zest. Definitely, if you were my mom, I'm on top of this and we're going to get that money, because it's a legacy that they could live out forever. They could, just like how they create an album with the name, Uptown Top Ranking should be a t-shirt. It should be a hat. It should be a sneaker. It should be but you have to register, you have to trademark it, you have to own it. And you can go under that, but it takes so much energy that your kids and those around you and a team have to do it, because if you don't do it, they're gonna keep
somebody else.
Because it's already out there, you know.
Yes, it is.
You already laid the foundation, you know. So I really am encouraging you to put that together, because it's the money is basically, you don't have to win the lotto. You win the lotto already. It's there. For you to just go
right.
It's hard because they tried to, and your white counterparts that made music of the time don't go through that struggle. The Beatles own everything.
No, they own all their stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So your advice to them is to have you been tapping into dancehall and what's going on?
In what way?
In
Like
what
the artists? Have you been seeing the artists? Have you been seeing the songs that are playing? What is your perspective on the state of Jamaican music now?
Dress, of course.
So you like it? You like what's going on?
Yeah, man. Definitely.
You surprised me.
Dancehall person.
You surprised
Love
me.
it.
I didn't know you were that deep into it.
Definitely.
No, who were your inspirations coming up as you found success in the music?
Okay, we call them the Third World, Inner Circle, D Brown, Gregory.
Yeah.
I mean,
the musicians,
the Aiken and us. They were still cool
with her.
Marcia Aikens, you know, the female at the time.
Yes. Yeah.
Wow. I really appreciate
Bob. Can't leave out Bob Marley. Thank you.
That's true. You topped the charts before Bob Marley. Bob never had a number one. You know that.
That's true. That's true.
You topped the charts.
Yeah.
That's how big you are. And I want you to remember that. That's how big you are.
We're in
reggae never had a number one. And you did.
Yeah.
I think
we're in the Guinness Book of World Hit Songs.
We knocked down, I think it was Michael Jackson and Paul McCartney was number one. We knocked
off the chart.
Michael Jackson was on it. And Bob. I think, was it Jamming?
We're Jamming. Yes.
Well,
we and Paul McCartney, we hit him off the charts with Wings.
Bull of Kintyre.
Yes,
I'll never forget that song.
Yeah, good. I'm glad you remember it because I don't recall.
You know, they don't realize this is a Jamaican story and how this is, you know. But thank you so much, so much.
You ready, Donna Reid?
Go on, take it away.
Uptown Top Ranking. Love is all
I bring in my khaki suit and tea.
Ow.
Pop up the style.